Last night, I had a wonderful experience of going to the Rose City Kids' grand opening of their theater. Now, I'm sure maybe some of you are getting a little tired about hearing about Rose City Kids, but we are very excited about it because, A, they have blessed us. I got to tell you, they have blessed us. They are such an amazing group. Yeah. And we are we're really proud of our relationship that Welland BIC has with Rose City Kids, and we just can't wait to see how we will just further grow together as a ministry together. Rose City Kids is reaching out to about, there's numbers all over the place. So we'll say underestimate is about 100. I've heard numbers all the way up to 200 kids. They visit people. None of them are on staff. They're all volunteer, all the workers. They run a Saturday morning program every other week. That happens at the theater downtown now, the Park Theater. It's not natural for someone to want to give up every other Saturday to hang out with little kids, especially when you've got 150 of them running around you, which was their last week. 150 kids running around that theater. Who wants to hang out with 150 kids? I find hanging out with my 2 at times is very challenging. And now to give up one of my days off to go hang out with 150 kids, it's just not natural. There's got to be something in them that is calling them to a greater good. The project for that theater, you take a look at it, you walk into it, it looks like they've just painted it. It doesn't even look like it needed all that much work. It was completely gutted. Completely, and they rebuilt it to look like it did, 40 years ago when you had your first kiss in that building. I can't believe how many people I talked to, and they said, I used to sneak in the back door of this building, or I held my first boyfriend's hand in this building. It's like, that's so awesome. That's so cool. But it took almost $1 million to build up that building. $1 million. Guess what their total debt is right now? 0. It's not natural for people to want to give $1 million to help out 150 city kids, is it? For an every other week program? It's not natural. It just isn't something that we say, hey, I've got a spare 250 grand. I think I'll donate it. Right? There's something that gets spurred on by Jesus within us. And it shows God. Open Arms Mission. Some of you guys are received the blessing of Open Arms Mission by being a recipient of what happens there. Some of you receive Open Arms Mission as the blessing because you get to go there and help out. It's not natural to want to help out like that every week, week in, week out. Harvest Kitchen this past Thursday night. Serving out to those in need. It's not natural to want to give up a Thursday night every month to come out here and help. And I know that they're always looking for servers. And not just servers, but people. I was so encouraged to hear, Bill, that you take people off into the fireside room and pray for them. That is amazing. You're not just coming just to serve food. You're literally pulling them out and praying for them personally. You're touching them. That is awesome. You're taking time out of your week. I believe that really is one of those key things that shows Christ, exactly what you guys were saying. It shows Christ because it's not natural. The second one, it lets the world know that the Father loves them and as he loves us. Our unity brings God glory because it shows God working in us better than anything else we do. Perhaps this is why Jesus kept commanding his disciples to love one another. And Paul writes it too in Ephesians 4:1. He says, Therefore, the prisoner of the Lord beseech you to walk worthy of the calling with which you were called, with all lowliness and gentleness and long-suffering, bearing with one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in all. Do you feel this passage? Do you understand what it's saying to us? It's telling us, well, let's take a look at the next slide. It's going to highlight. What are these words? Lowliness, gentleness, long suffering. Is that something that we really look towards? Having long suffering with each other? Right? Bearing. Like that means like feeling, right? Carrying, endeavoring. These words are showing us that unity takes work. This isn't just something that naturally happens, right? Jesus comes in, and I love to share and share that the Spirit comes into us and encourages us and builds us. He's the one that makes us unnatural. We are very unnatural as Christians when the Holy Spirit comes within you. We go against what the grain is of everyday life. And it's going to take work to love each other. It's going to take gentleness to love each other. And some days, it's going to even feel like there's long suffering. I know Diane maybe feel that about me, right? There's some long suffering, right? And there's a sense, thank you. And there's a sense of endeavoring. And when I think about endeavoring, I'm thinking like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro or something like that. It's long, it's arduous, it takes planning, it takes work, it takes effort, but it's something that we need to do to create a sense of authenticity and a sense of unity within Christ's church. Now look at the second thing that Jesus prayed for, though, as we close off. Father, I desire that they also whom you gave me be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory which you have given me. For you loved me before the foundation of the world. O righteous Father, the world has not known you, but I have known you. And these have known that you have sent me. And I have declared to them your name, and will declare it, that the love with which you loved me, may be in them, and I in them. Jesus wants us to be with him and see him. 1 John 3:1 says, Behold, what manner of the love the Father has given unto us, that we should be called the children of God. Therefore the world does not know us, because it did not know him. Beloved, now we are children of God, and it has not yet been revealed what we shall be. But we know that when he is revealed, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Isn't that cool? We are going to see Christ's resurrected body. We are going to see Christ in his resurrection form. And we will be like him. For we will see him as he is, and everyone who has this hope in him purifies himself just as he is pure. We are going to be like Jesus in his glory someday. If you believe and follow Jesus Christ in obedience to his word, and you are truly a disciple, you are enduring and doing that long suffering, you will see him and be received into glory with him. To be true disciples of Jesus, we must follow his priorities. Whatever distorts or distracts Christ's church from loving each other must be rooted out. If we are to be like God, we must be unified through love. I'm just going to close off with